MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred has publicly defended his recent, and somewhat controversial, decision to reinstate Pete Rose, Shoeless, Joe Jackson, and other deceased players from baseball's permanently ineligible list. Speaking on CBS Mornings, Manfred acknowledged the decision was overdue and offered his most comprehensive explanation for the May 13 ruling, which now paves the way for Rose and Jackson to be considered for induction into the Hall of Fame. Manfred laid out three key reasons for his decision. First, he emphasized the logical point that the permanently ineligible list is effectively a ban on working in the game, making it unnecessary to keep deceased individuals on it. Second, he stressed that Pete Rose is an undeniable part of baseball history. And unlike every other player, including Shoeless, Joe Jackson, Rose had never even been considered by the Hall of Fame. Manfred saw no reason to keep him as one of one. No consideration. Finally, and perhaps most crucially, Manfred delved into the specifics of Pete Rose's original punishment. He clarified that Rose didn't just accept a discipline from Commissioner A. Bartlett Giamatti in August 1989, but rather entered into a settlement agreement with the league. At the time of that settlement, Rose went onto the permanently ineligible list with the understanding that existing rules allowed the Hall of Fame to consider him. Manfred highlighted that Giamatti himself stated in a press conference that the settlement should have nothing to do with the Hall of Fame, and that the Hall should consider Rose under its own rules. For Manfred, this decision is simply baseball living up to the deal they originally made with Pete Rose. It's important to note that the Hall of Fame later enacted a rule in 1991 stating that any player on a banned list would be ineligible, which is why Rose's name has never appeared on a Hall of Fame ballot. Manfred admitted that making this decision, especially 7 months after Rose's death at age 83, was difficult due to the passionate opinions surrounding such issues. However, he maintained that for someone from his business background, living up to your agreements is a really important thing and this was overdue. In my opinion, following Manfred's decision, Jane Forbes Clark, chairman of the Hall of Fame's board, confirmed that Rose, Jackson, and others will now be considered by the Historical Overview Committee. This committee will develop an 8-name ballot for the Classic Baseball Era Committee to vote on when it next meets in December 2027. Rose and Jackson would need 12 of 16 votes to earn induction into the Hall of Fame, finally getting their chance after decades of being on the outside.